Alright, hello everybody, this is Fit, and I'm here with my buddy Salt.
What's going on, guys?
And we're just checking out some Heroes Born in Chaos right now, and I'm doing a short interview with Salt. For those of you that may not know him, Salt, when did you start playing Heroes Born in Chaos?
I started playing on the iOS when it first released, back in, what was it, 2012? Late 2012. And I went to Android, and now I'm back on iOS, but thankfully I was able to keep both my accounts. So I've been playing pretty much just the beginning of time.
Alright, and so, you play on Android?
Yeah, I made Android, yeah.
Okay, and we're going to go on. iOS actually just released an update. Is the update out for Android yet?
It's rolling out right now. Oh, yeah.
So the updates are coming out, guys. I got a couple friend requests here. But we're just basically looking at the game, and we're talking about these last few weeks on Camcord. How long have you been streaming on Camcord, Salt?
Camcord now, I think about 4 or 5 months.
And your viewers are pretty nice, right? They like you?
It's been a very steady, especially with the tournaments and stuff like we're doing now, and you know, I had a really successful Android tournament prior to the this invitational series, this winter series for iOS, so it's been like it's been fun, pretty good. It's steady.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and thanks to everybody that's been watching us on Camcord. Make sure you guys, if you haven't seen any of the action that you need to catch yourselves up, go on over to camcord.com, you guys, and you can find GameLoft's channel there. We'll put a link in the description on this video. You guys need to catch the upcoming tournaments that are coming out this weekend, and they're also hosting tournaments for iOS on Asia and World is right now, but they're doing it on Asia and China. Must make Android players pissed off, right? Like that they're gonna do all three servers.
I make sure that we try our best to look out for the Android, and the Android community is well aware of the state that the game is in. So you know they're not in a position to really like make that kind of demand yet until the game becomes just a little bit more stable, and as well as the competitive community also taking a stand and actually establishing themselves as like a legit community, which is still something that we're working really hard to set up.
You know what that means to Android players though, is that y'all just need to go practice so that when my fight greed comes around to commentating y'all competing in the finals, that you guys have the best game ever and you win that.
I know some Android players that would stack up, if not better than a lot of the iOS players that I've seen so far. I'm not saying that for pure favoritism.
Oh yeah, it's just a different device. Yeah,
having a chance to play on both servers as of recently, this past couple of weeks, I could definitely say that it's more of just taking competitive play serious. You know, not paying attention to the picks and bans. You know, making targeted bans to your team, like your opponent's weakness. You know, because everybody knows each other for the most part. You guys know what players you're bad at. You know, just focus more on actually being a competitive team and not always playing a game just for the sake of trolling it.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's different kinds of players, man. There's some people that just troll, and there's some people that, you know, are just playing for fun. You know, just make sure you're not an asshole out there to people. I mean, everybody's an asshole sometimes, but...
Yeah.
Just be nice to people. It's a team-based game, you know. When you're playing Heroes Born in Chaos, like, you're, like, looking to sign up with a group of 4 other people, so... Don't be mean to that one person either.
You're not gonna get to Diamond carrying yourself when nobody likes you.
Yeah. You do kind of have to carry in some games though, like, but try to help out your team more. You know, that can actually make your games easier. You know, if you're having a lot of problem climbing rank, use Seasoned Salt's advice. Like if you're in Gold Elo, try saving people with teleports. Use Tablet of Assistance. Try to show your team that you actually care, and then maybe you'll get a better result out of your team when things get tough. You know. I don't know, what kind of mage or what kind of heroes do you play? Do you play mages ever?
I do mages and like mage supports.
Why did I say mages? I guess I just called that shit. I just knew.
Yeah, you hit it right on the head. Yeah, but I do mages and mage supports. I love me. I mean, Gambler is like I think my #1 champion, obviously, but I think he received a nerf this patch or something. Is that what I was reading?
I don't think he got a nerf. I think they buffed him in our patch, in our current patch.
I know his dice was doing an insane amount of damage with the if you hit 3, His dice.
Yeah, yeah. But the stun is nerfed. It doesn't do a 5-second stun, group stun anymore, does it?
Yeah, especially if you got a pair of chain boots, that's gonna mean a lot of trouble for him, which makes him a little bit more.
Dude, I didn't even think about that, but doesn't it go down to 4 seconds now on Gambler's stun?
Let's see. It says 1.5 seconds. I hope that's just the level 1.
That's just the level 1. That's just the level 1. Yeah, all the skills in the shop always showed at level 1.
Oh man, I wish they would just show all of them.
I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, but and we also have a changelog that me and you got, right?
Yes, I gotta load that one up. If you wanted to start discussing that one.
Yes, we can talk about that. Well, what are your just overall thoughts on the changelog? We're not gonna go into too much in depth, but what is some of the stuff that stood out to you?
Right now, the biggest buff, which is noticeable, is the Midgrove buff. The ability to spam jellyfish, up to 3 jellyfish, is something right now that it hasn't marinated enough within the community, but a lot of people were just like straight trolling today with Midgrove. Like that was just the hot pick. Everybody was just,
That's so funny, dude.
So, but give it a week or two, let it sit. Midgrove is still squishy as any other mage out there. So, but that's right now, that's pretty much the biggest topic. Also, I think his ultimate has a stun now. I think if his ultimate connects, it stuns you. So, let me see where the changelog is.
Oh well, this is a huge update for Midgrove.
See if I can get there we go, changelog. What do you play? Because I haven't had a chance to be on iOS long enough to watch everybody. Like I know Inside, he does he's a Cartu kind of pick. Levy's he's kind of like me, like a mage support.
I play mages, dude. But I play all the heroes, but I really I'm a mage player. I mean, when I first started the game, that was like the hero I saved up for, and I got like thousands of emblems. I bought Mystic, and then I played him a whole bunch.
Nice. So would you say Mystic is definitely on top? In terms
I don't know. I mean, I feel like Mystic is like a classic pick. Like when I see the Mystic pick come out, like I'm like, you know what? Y'all aren't even worried about new meta right now or anything. Y'all are just going back to the way hockey used to be when Mystic was a baller, and you're playing around the Mystic. Like he's going mid solo, you're farming, you're waiting till he gets his ultimate, you're waiting till he finishes off Bone Flame 1, you're waiting for the Mystic or protecting it, or at least worried about your mid laner. Like because Mystic solo just does not do enough late game damage to take on a team with all sorts of buffs and magic defenses and Valkyrian robes. I mean, it's just not enough. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like it's strong and you can stay with it, but he's not a favored pick in new meta. So when I saw Mystic come out, I'm like, dude, they're just overlooking what everybody says, and they're going back to that classic pick, man.
Yeah, it's this is what I was saying about specifically obviously Rose Noir right now, currently leading the charge in this tournament. Hard to kind of overlook that, but I was getting a lot of people that were asking me, especially on the Android community, why does Rose Noir pick these sub quote unquote? I can only say quote unquote because I don't understand the mechanics that these guys managed to pull off during these events, but they pick somewhat meta or sub-meta champions with more utility than pure damage, and they managed to squeak. I wouldn't say managed to squeak. They managed to dominate some of these games that we're seeing right now with these kind of sub. Like Mystic isn't.
You pick Mystic and rank, people yell at you. People don't want you playing Mystic,
Yeah, but this is the thing though, ranked meta and competitive meta are two completely different things. You're trying to achieve obviously the end goal is to win. But the play styles are a little different.
Every carry would love to be able to play Mystic and have a good time with their team and be able to have fun, but
you can't be on Discord with every single ranked person that you play against. So which is why people tend to play a little bit more have a bit of a solo play style, and they kind of just it's just a bunch of good carries at this point.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong either. You can get super fed solo playing Mystic and having fun, and you can carry most games. But like, we're talking about also the difference between new meta and like stuff like that. Like, what people have adopted as what they like in Heroes of Order and Chaos hasn't always necessarily involved Mystic, and especially in the last few patches before the most recent one. Maybe there's something that came out in the last patch that people really like about Mystic. I don't know, but
it's not even so much Mystic. It's a series of champions right now that have these dives. Like obviously Guervis became like a really hot pick in the past maybe 5-6 months. Guervis kind of like disappeared for a little bit.
Yeah, I saw that.
I noticed in the Android tournament we started seeing a lot of Guervises out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like, why are these teams picking up? And it really just seems that any of these champions that have long range, the ability to port past people or go invis. Obviously, that's why Elf never disappeared.
Let's talk about favorite fighters. Let's talk about the favorite fighters you've been seeing coming out in this tournament specifically for iOS right now.
For pure damage, seeing Arya. Frostzel, I think. I'm not sure yet.
Did you see Frostzel in any of the quarterfinals?
The quarterfinals, I believe we did, and I want to say that up until the I know for a fact that up until the quarterfinals, Frostzel had a 100% win rate.
And what about Tanky Arya? Tanky Arya doesn't have a 100% win rate because she's been played so much. She's everywhere, huh?
A Tanky Arya right now is actually a bit more of a detriment. It's hard because a lot of teams, when they pick Arya, they're expecting her to get fed. They're expecting her to something.
I think I can't remember who I saw do really well with them though. Trying to be devil's advocate here. I did see a couple. Was it OP? OP did really well with her, right?
Yeah, but that wasn't. They didn't have it. They didn't have her as a pure tank, and I think even when they were considering the
You're right.
tank, it was way late game. It was like more of like a last minute item switch, just to close out the game. But a lot of the Aryas that are forced to build tanky early tend to stay that way. They fizzle out, almost like what happened to an Akartu, like that basically gets like shut down on farm.
Yeah, I hate that.
How she can't even build any damage really, and she has to just go straight into building somewhat of a tanky build, or hybrid build.
And then you're so incredibly useless late games.
Yeah, it's just you're so far.
Or when it matters.
So that's the issue right now with Arya, is that if you shut her down and you force her to abandon her primary damage build, or at least, a good Arya will find a way to get close to a King Killer somewhere near the 11 to 15 minute mark. She should already be more than halfway into preparing her King Killer. And if you find that, I always tell teams that if you're not near your peak potential near 20 minutes, leaving the biggest gap for something bad to happen.
You guys, this new hero is out, Persephone, called the Terranaut. I want to know, Seasoned Salt, do you think that we're going to actually see her played in the tournament?
She's a bit of a trap and kill. I highly doubt anybody's going to risk it. You can't have enough. There's just no way you're going to get enough games. She has a really high attack speed. She doesn't have.
She does?
Yeah, she has. If you build her, if you allow her to get built, and you allow yourself to have a chance to get into a decent build, she can build quite a bit of damage. Attack speed as well as the damage. Like, she doesn't have a lot of overall damage, but she can be very mobile, and I think her ultimate also cuts across the entire map.
I haven't played her. This is my first time looking at her, man. I haven't played her.
You can select it anywhere around the map. Like,
new hero intro.
Yeah, so her ultimate, you can select it. You can throw her ultimate anywhere on the map. I've seen Highest was playing earlier as her, and he was basically, I wouldn't say trolling, but he was definitely using the ultimate as like some sort of a long range initiation, which basically, why I see her usefulness is that she basically, you have your frontline champions and then you have your backline champions. She, with that ultimate as an initiation, you basically make that backline a little further back.
Yeah, for sure, man.
So, but I will not. I highly doubt if I do see her. If I see her in this tournament, I'm gonna be very shocked.
Well, we're in the semifinals right now, right?
I don't think it's happening. We might see a little bit more Lilith. because that gank potential that she has right now is something that I'm shocked that more teams. She just has so much gank potential, and this is what, like, especially like a Rose Noir, who's so used to picking these champions that have a lot of disruption capability, and could just, like I said earlier, these dive champions, these champions that could cover large distances in a short amount of time. I'm surprised that they haven't utilized her, but I know Yiwo made the safe call and just stuck to what they know, not stretching anything out. But
My gosh.
See Lilith before. I wouldn't be surprised to see Lilith before this Persephone.
Oh, I saw High First playing Lilith the other day too. Yeah, I mean, he's a good player, dude. Dude, these teams that made it to this far in the tournament are so good, man. Rose Noir, OP, Red Zone, Easy Gaming. All right, so Rose Noir, the captain is Waiwo. OP, who's the captain for OP? Is that really Angaki? No.
I don't know. I actually have been really just
really Angaki's for Rose Blanc. I'm not sure who the captain is for OP right now. That's really bad that I don't know that.
Really Ngaki is the captain for Blanc?
I thought so.
That's one person that, I mean, if we're in the topic of the tournament, that's one person that did not have a good quarterfinal.
Yeah, well, just that one game with Belondas wasn't very good. Still, he tried to make like two plays, but the whole team was behind too.
Like games that he had,
yeah, it happens, man. He was going against really tough teams too, all the time. The captain for Easy Gaming is Silencer. Who's the captain for Red Zone?
I don't have the HOC page up here with the brackets and everything. I'm on my iPad.
Oh gosh, I can't remember who the captain is for Red Zone. I'm sorry, you guys, but these are the teams that made it this far. I'm looking at it right now on my iPad, like. So there's a lot happening in Heroes of Order and Chaos, you guys. Like, for your average gamer, yeah, there's a lot of updates. The gameplay is a lot more stable, and the terrain is like absolutely beautiful. It looks like League of Legends now. Like it actually does. It looks like a highly developed MOBA game for my PC, and it's on my iPad. And
it's definitely
yeah,
a step forward.
Right. Okay. So yeah, it's like the best MOBA in the world for your iPad, man. And just enjoying it, you guys. Make sure you check it out. There's a new logo out too. I guess this is Persephone, the new hero that they're featuring.
And I think the support champ comes out soon.
All right, you guys. So, what team are you rooting for? Are you rooting for OP? Are you rooting for Red Zone, Easy Gaming? Who's gonna win? You're rooting for Red Zone?
Well, like going from what I've seen, I think Red Zone might do it. They have the experience.
They do have a lot of experience. They played a lot.
Easy Gaming. I think the most evenly matched is going to be the Easy Gaming versus Red Zone matchup. I as much of a fan of OP as I've been through this entire series, I do not see them being Rose Noir. It's not nothing. No disrespect to OPness that they've been playing with a purpose, which is what you want to see. But they have right now the toughest challenge out of any guild that has to knock down the first place HOC Masters, guild. It's just that's a tall order.
Do you think Easy Gaming is gonna lose easily to Red Zone, or do you think that it's gonna be a good fight, or do you think Easy Gaming is gonna win against Red Zone?
I think what Red Zone showed us was that they have a very difficult time closing out matches, and I think what Easy Game has equally shown us is that they have a fantastic time in making teams pay for that. Not being able to close that. I think
they're very organized. They get together, they group up, and they do good.
Even if Easy Game is kind of on a backwards trend through the entire match, what happened with Red Zone in their game against Boss Easy Gaming is not gonna let them walk away with that kind of mistake. How long it took for Red Zone to close out what was that, game 2? Easy Game will not let them do that. Easy Game definitely, if it gets to that situation where we're faced with seeing that and you guys are calling it, mark my words, Easy Game will make Red Zone pay.
Here's where I am on this. I think that I've played against almost all these teams. I've played against Rose Noir. I've played against Easy Gaming. I've played against those two teams. I have not played against the new Red Zone, but I played against some of their members. And Red Zone could really be an unstoppable force. But you know what? When you talk about Rose Noir, dude, there is no weaknesses in their team.
Yeah.
There is no weaknesses in their team. You make an early game mistake, that's not a weakness. That can happen. They know how to deal with it. They know exactly what they're doing, and how are you supposed to beat a team that has no weaknesses? Has anybody here had enough time to iron that out over the last few years to really be able to show a team that just doesn't have any weakness? You know what? You got to be stronger than them. If they have no weakness, you have to be stronger than them. And I think that the only team that can do that is either Red Zone or Easy Gaming. And I think that it's a very tough choice. I think that game between Easy Gaming and Red Zone is so important, dude. Because if you want to be able to beat Rose Noir, dude, you have to have that right 5-man team. And if that's not what's happening in the finals, then we're going to see a complete stomp.
Yeah. I think probably like the experience of Red Zone, I definitely agree with you. The experience of Red Zone is probably the closest chance that anybody's going to get.
Well, so is Easy Game, man. Those people play together forever, man.
They have, but Easy Gaming has showed us through this tournament that they are.
I'm a fan of all these players, dude. I'm a fan of all these players, dude.
It's hard because I'm like, man, these teams have played a certain type of way to get here. I told you guys that my pick was going to be Easy Gaming to make it into the semis because they had something to prove, and that's exactly what they did. They proved that they deserved to be there just as much as any of the other teams there. So,
all right, you guys.
Tough call.
It's honestly impossible. Me and Saul have been along for the ride. We've been joining every step of it. When are you casting this weekend? Are you on Saturday?
I'm not going to be casting it all this weekend, so I'm going to be watching you guys from the sidelines.
All right. All right. Make sure to follow Season Saul on Twitter and check out his Camcord channel. Right? Is there anything else? Is there anything else that you got going on there?
After this iOS tournament, we're going to be going ahead with the next HOC promo series on Android, so stay tuned for that.
Yeah, he's definitely going to want to be involved in that, and I don't know, I really enjoy all your work. Thanks a lot, man. Thanks for helping us out on Camcord. I know Game Loft really appreciates what you do. Thank you so much, Season Salt, and I'll go ahead and, yep, I'll see y'all later. Bye, everybody.